Hello Assassins, this is Gargudon for the ones who came before, and welcome. 7 years ago today, a new era of the franchise began with Assassin's Creed Origins, taking us to the beautiful deserts and cities of ancient Egypt, witnessing the birth of the Assassin Brotherhood and showing us how it came to be. This was the beginning of a new era in more ways than one. Not only did it take us to an entirely different time in history than we were used to, but introduced a whole new way of storytelling and gameplay with a much looser and more RPG-oriented approach. Something that perhaps worked in some ways, but also had a lot of long-time AC fans a little confused and casting doubts. Welcome to this in-depth retrospective, exploring how Assassin's Creed Origins was the beginning of a new era, and whether this was a success, a failure, if not a bit of both. Let's dive into it. The story of Assassin's Creed Origins took on the almost impossible task of depicting the origin of the Assassin Brotherhood that we at the time of the game's release thought we knew everything about, having seen many iterations of it over a decade. How did it achieve telling one of the most essential stories in AC lore? From a narrative perspective solely, actually quite decently in full circle, introducing an array of well-written characters with justifiable motivations, closing most of the storylines it sets up, with an array of epic fanservice moments throughout. Perhaps most iconically, an eagle skull being dropped in the sand, leaving a mark of and creating what will become the iconic assassin insignia. To be pointed out though, is the game's mentioned overall more loose approach to story, with the up till this point structured memory sequences being set aside for quests instead. This did so the structured and very linear storytelling we were used to was in many ways lacking, for some players making it difficult to stay invested in the story. You could hop in and out of most quests at almost any time, and do them in any order you fancied. This took the let's call it the glue out of the overall sense of story, making a lot of action-packed or crucial moments throughout feel kinda sudden and maybe not that interesting. While some players enjoyed the more open approach to missions and objectives, others including myself missed the structure and optional objectives of memory sequences. The story as it is though, there are quite a few things to unravel, from the narrative itself to an array of characters. Bayek and Aya, the protagonists of the game, are a formidable pair that bring a new depth to the franchise. Their compelling narratives and complex relationship offer a refreshing take on the traditional assassin pattern. Bayek, seasoned magi with a strong sense of justice, he is a character driven by personal loss and a desire for vengeance. His journey is one of transformation as he grapples with the complexities of morality and the consequences of his actions. Bayek's unwavering dedication to his people and his unwavering loyalty to Aya make him a truly sympathetic and relatable protagonist. Aya, as a skilled magi and Bayek's partner, she's a fierce warrior with a sharp wit and a strong sense of independence. Her character arc explores themes of power, ambition, and sacrifices must be made to achieve one's goals. Aya's unwavering support for Bayek and her unwavering commitment to their cause make her a formidable and inspiring character. The dynamic between Bayek and Aya is one of the most compelling aspects of the game. Their love story is both heartwarming and tragic as they navigate the challenges of a world torn apart by conflict. Their partnership is based on mutual respect, trust, and a shared desire to bring justice to Egypt. Turning our focus towards the game's main antagonist, the game's portrayal of the legendary Cleopatra. She's depicted as a strong and independent woman, capable of holding her own in a world dominated by men. Her intelligence, charisma, and strategic thinking are in full display, making her a formidable force to be reckoned with. The game explores the complex relationship between Cleopatra and Bayek. Their interactions are filled with tensions, intrigue, and a hint of romance, adding depth to the narrative. While taking creative liberties, the game strives for historical accuracy in its portrayal of Cleopatra and her era. The game's depiction of Alexandria, the Ptolemaic dynasty, and the Roman Empire is both informative and immersive. Also, the game's depiction of the legendary Julius Caesar is a highlight of the game. It's a masterful portrayal that captures the complexity and intrigue of one of history's most iconic figures. Caesar's role within the broader context of the game's story is significant. His presence serves as a catalyst for major events, and his decisions have far-reaching consequences. The way the game handles his assassination is particularly impactful, showcasing the political turmoil and instability of the Roman Republic. As said, Origins marked a significant departure from the series' traditional gameplay style, setting aside the classic memory sequences and most side activities for quests. It introduced a more RPG-oriented experience with new character customization, skill trees, new combat system and weapons, and a massive open world that was the most free one to date. Another notable aspect is also that the sixth sense of eagle vision we'd been comfortable with and used to was set aside for, well, actual eagle vision, instead seeing through the eyes of our winged companion Senno. This change in style was met with both praise and criticism, but it ultimately solidified Origins' place as a pivotal moment and its own thing in the franchise's history. While many players enjoyed the openness and freedom of the new quest system, others also found it to be too loose, and at the end of the day there wasn't always the biggest difference between main and side quests. Overall, the game really lacked the diverse gameplay of previous installments, and everything there was ultimately felt quite similar and repetitive. Out was the main memory sequences, side missions, various collectibles, settlements to capture, overall 100% sing and such, and instead almost everything was done in the form of quests or locations with two similar objectives. Although activities like the Gladiator Arena in Kyrenaika, fighting war elephants, as well as Egyptian gods, were some of the open world highlights that stood out and felt unique compared to most other activities. Another aspect of the quest system that some players found a bit too restricting was the implementation of the new skill tree and dozens of levels to rank up to. While this wasn't totally new to AC, having been done in Unity and Syndicate before, Origins did it in a way that could quickly and easily feel grindy and like a burden. Sometimes the suggested level of a main quest would be 3-4 levels above your current rank, so even if you wanted to just progress in the story, you had to spend so and so long doing side quests to reach that level, even if you really didn't want to. Gameplay aside, just the world itself and the game's portrayal of ancient Egypt was nothing short of absolutely stunning and visually breathtaking to say the very least. The biggest AC map to date then, it was so easy to get lost in exploring, with so many little nooks and crannies that you can impossibly have explored all of. From the pyramids of Giza, vast deserts, lush towns and cities, secret vaults and lairs, the mountains and canyons, Roman settlements, to the first time implementing a proper underwater world and so much more, there was truly a bit of everything to see and be mesmerized by and capture with the game's new photo mode. The game's attention to detail, combined with its stunning visuals, transported players to a time long past. AC Origins saw the return of something that had been requested by fans for a while: proper playable third-person modern day. While this modern day storyline is a significant part of the game's narratives, it can often be overshadowed by the game's main historical setting and gameplay. The modern day centers around Layla Hassan, a dedicated Abstergo employee investigating the Isu, aka First Civilization, exploring the memories of Bayek and Aya in the process. The modern day narrative serves as a crucial element in the overall Assassin's Creed mythology. It connects the past to the present, establishing the ongoing conflict between the Assassins and Templars. Additionally, it provides a compelling reason for Layla's exploration of Bayek's memories and further evolves the Isu as this mysterious and powerful force in the universe. The game's transition from first to returning to third-person gameplay was a bold yet successful and necessary move. While the modern-day storyline in the game wasn't necessarily the deepest nor most character developing, it introduced us to Layla we'd be following over the course of the next installments, setting up her character, future conflicts, her reason to leave Abstergo for the Assassins, and more. Another notable aspect of the game's modern day, of course, this game also saw the full, in-person return of Mr. William Miles himself, who had understandably been in the shadows for a bit following the death of his son Desmond. Overall, it was great to see classic modern day make a return, introducing an array of new characters, seeing past locations in a different time with different eyes, exploring Easter eggs and secrets found on computers, and more. Moving on to the game's story expansions, Origins offered two unique DLCs, taking us to exotic and mystical new locations, each bringing their new things to the table narratively. The Hidden Ones DLC, released January 2018, was a stunning addition to the already impressive base game. Set a few years after the events of the main story, taking us down the Nile River to the Sinai region, this expansion offers a compelling narrative and a fresh take on the series' core gameplay mechanics. We see Bayek and Aya, now Amunet, reunite, and it delves deeper into the formation of the Hidden Ones that would later evolve into the Assassin Brotherhood, among other things depicting the origin of the key Creed tenet, "Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent," and what led to its creation. The vibrant colors and stunning scenery of South Egypt creates a truly unforgettable atmosphere. The DLC introduces new enemies, mechanics, and challenges, keeping the gameplay fresh and exciting. The rewards, including powerful new weapons and armor, are well worth the effort. The stealth mechanics have been refined in the Hidden Ones, offering a more satisfying and challenging experience for fans of the series. 2 months later, in March 2018, the game's second DLC, Curse of the Pharaohs, arrived, one of my personal favorite AC story expansions overall. The most captivating aspect of Curse of the Pharaohs is its immersive storyline, to some degree implementing the alternate reality and supernatural elements of the tyranny of King Washington from Assassin's Creed 3. It centers around undead pharaohs and their malevolent power, coming to curse the citizens of Thebes, and the only way to uncover this is to go into the mysterious, yet absolutely stunning and beautiful afterlives of Ramesses II, Queen Nefertiti, Akhenaten, and Tutankhamun, the Hepset, Aru, Aten, and Duat. The writing is top-notch, weaving together historical elements with a touch of sci-fi to create a truly engaging experience. The DLC also introduces a plethora of new mechanics and gameplay elements, and the addition of powerful, mysterious, undead beings adds a strategic layer to combat encounters. The new enemies, including the formidable mummy lords, provide a challenging and rewarding test of players' skills. The absolute highlight of this DLC though is a set exploring the beauty yet mystery and danger of said afterlives. They are divine, dreamy, tranquil places where time doesn't exist, their population made up of people having left the world as we know it, offering an array of majestic landscapes, from the portals and entrances covered in dark, the fields of Aru, the eclipse of Aten, the statues and sandstorms of Hepset, to the blue flowers, night sky, and visible cosmos of the Duat. Truly stunning and photogenic landscapes that, although as the supposed official canon is are illusions created by an Apple of Eden, might be some mysterious, unexplainable, interdimensional alternate realities. In conclusion, and to slowly wrap things up, 7 years later, Origins' impact on the Assassin's Creed series is still felt. It was a massive turning point in the history of the series, introducing a whole new way of storytelling and gameplay that paved the way for following titles like Odyssey and Valhalla, which expanded upon the RPG elements introduced in this game. Additionally, the game and its sequels introduced a new generation to Assassin's Creed, and its popularity has spawned a thriving community of fans who continue to create and share their love for the series. While the introduction of a more RPG-oriented approach worked for some, it also left a lot of longtime fans falling off, as well as pretty dissatisfied and confused if those are the right words, among other things. Still, Assassin's Creed Origins was a landmark and key installment, and quite the experience that introduced us to a fascinating, visually stunning world, remarkable characters, and a new era of the franchise. Celebrating its 7th anniversary, let's hear it for this game-changing title and the enduring legacy it has left behind. And that sums it up for this in-depth retrospective and our thoughts into how Assassin's Creed Origins was the beginning of a new era of Assassin's Creed. What worked about it, what perhaps didn't. What do you think about the game? Do you agree with the things said in this video? What did it do right, and what could it have done better? Let us know in the comments, and let's get the discussion going. Make sure to also like and subscribe, and follow The Ones Who Came Before, one of the leading AC fan communities, on our socials for more content on everything Assassin's Creed. I have been Gargudon for The Ones Who Came Before, and shout out to team member Zephryss for helping bringing this retrospective to life. Stay safe and active, Assassins. Till next time.